think that's a tough team. They play extremely hard. They were number one ranked defense, but we just didn't come out and play hard. So we got to be better tomorrow.
There were two bad games this season. It's been against the top two defenses, Boston and Orlando. Are there some similarities to what they did?
No, I just think we didn't play hard. We didn't have our best game. They got us at the right time, but when we see them again, we'll be ready.
Is there almost a level of like this happens a couple times a season to last night, or is there correctable things?
No, we definitely correct things. We gotta be better. But I mean, games do happen like this throughout the season. We had our two early, so hopefully we won't have many more of those.
When you looked back on it today with film, what did you see as like the biggest thing they did to really put you guys up offensively?
We kind of didn't watch any of the game. Kind of watched it and try to move on to Orlando, but we talked about it. We got to be more physical, just be a lot better on both ends of the floor.
You obviously this game you kind of move on from. Is it helpful that you go back into this in-season tournament situation? You've got your 2-0 going into this thing. You've got a chance to really, I think, basically clinch the group tomorrow night. I mean, how good is that for getting past that? And how locked in are you guys to this idea and what it could mean to you?
I mean, obviously it's not good to lose a game like we did last game, but it'll wake us up a little bit to go into this game to clinch and win our division. It's a big opportunity that we look forward to.
What does it change for the rest of the starters, especially you as a ball handler, when Ty's getting that much attention and they're really trying to shrink the floor for him?
Say it again?
When they're shrinking the floor for Ty, sending him so much size, what did it change for you guys, the rest of the starting five?
Just be aggressive. He's going to find us. We know we got to be ready to shoot the ball and create plays, create opportunities for everyone, including Ty. So we just got to be ready tomorrow. They're going to shrink the floor. They just do anything they can to get the ball out of Ty's hands. They're going to the low man, sorry for the low man is going to be there early. They're going to be there now. So we're going to have open shots. We got to be ready to take them.
One more on the in-season tournament. I mean, at the beginning of the season, everyone was, I would say, cautiously optimistic, but you didn't know what it would be. Now that you're 2-0, can you sense amongst the teammates that there's a real sense of intensity?
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for tomorrow to be able to clinch and move on from our pool. We've talked about it every time we've had a game, so we're ready.
Is it? I mean, you've obviously been on a championship team, so it's different. I mean, is it particularly meaningful, do you think, for this group, for a lot of guys that haven't been in playoffs?
Yeah. This is a good opportunity. It's a great atmosphere every time we played in the game. Obviously here, and we play Philly. Doesn't get much better than that. So we're ready. We're ready for tomorrow.
I know what I'm capable of doing. I put in a lot of work this summer. I got a chance to play some more minutes last night. I just did what I do. I think the first time I had the opportunity in Boston, I don't think my mind was in the right place. I kind of was on other things, just affect my mindset and how I played. I've kind of put that behind me and just, me really locking on the defensive end and then just let the offense come to me. So.
Was it easy to shake all that off this time? Have nothing else on your mind focusing?
Yeah. I was in a little bit of a funk for a second just because, like I said, I put a lot of work in this summer, and obviously the start of the season, personally, the results weren't what I thought, but the team is having a lot of success right now. So, I mean, what can I say? I'm happy we're winning games. I would have been happy, if we won yesterday too. Obviously, grateful for the opportunity, but I wish we wouldn't have, been in that situation to begin with. So.
Obviously, when you came into the season, you knew somebody was going to draw the straw. That there was going to be somebody, because you guys have so much talent. 1 to 15, there was going to be a bottom 5. I mean, what was just like to work through in your head? What did that kind of take? And obviously, Rick's got a ton of respect for you, so does the organization as a whole. It's just a case of
it's obviously we all knew that, and I think at the end of the day, it's just that, like I said earlier, and I think we've talked about it. Just that's what makes our team, as good as we are right now. It's just, we're really competing with each other every day in practice. We've got a bunch of guys who can play, and it's just part of being on a good team.
I was asking Isaiah about this as well, because obviously he's kind of going through something similar. What have you guys tried to do as far as setting an example for the rookies who are also, in that spot, with Ben and Jarace? What have you tried to get across to them in terms of what it takes to keep your mind right, stay ready, and be a pro when you're not getting minutes every night?
Yeah, I talk to them all the time about it. Obviously, I went through what Walker and Shep are going through in Milwaukee. For a couple of years, honestly, I didn't really get a chance to really play consistently until last year when I got here. So, I told them a big thing is just kind of like last night, making the most of the opportunities you do get. That's even why I'm still here. My first deal was 2 years, and just doing things like that, I got another 2 years because of it. So, talking to them, just keeping the right mindset, staying in the gym. Shep, Walk, they're always in the gym getting work in before, after practice. And that consistency is gonna take them a long way.
Headed back to Atlanta, I have to ask about that second quarter from last season. Have you had a quarter like that, or do you remember vividly little parts of it?
Yeah, I definitely remember that quarter. I've had a couple of, quarters, games like that. I think I had I remember at Nations, Adidas Nations, I had like 8 threes in like a span of like 6 minutes. And 8 or 9 actually, I don't know, it was crazy in a row. This is, like I said, scoring is just something that, it comes naturally for me, especially when I'm given the opportunity to play and, let it come to me and get into the flow of the game. We'll see what's in store tomorrow. Either way, I'll be ready and see what happens.
I mean, it's definitely tough. I mean, as a hooper, I'm competitive. I obviously want to hoop, but I know the talent and the skill and the depth that we have on this team. Years matter as well. Like, the more experienced guys are going to get their first go at it. So, like you said, just kind of waiting my turn, but also staying ready and just continue to work hard and just be ready whenever my name is called.
What's been, the most important, constructive criticism that you've got from the staff in terms of what they want to make you better at, and how have you worked on these things?
I would just say, defense, rebounding. I feel like those are the 2 big things that kind of got me drafted here, what they saw me as. But just continuing to just show them my full game as well, just shooting, passing, just making plays, just being a disruptor out there, just helping the team win.
What's been the adjustment defensively? Because obviously it's a different level. It's a different level of scheme. It's a different level of player you're guarding. I mean, what's it been like to get used to it? What are some areas where you might have struggled in, and where do you feel like you're getting better in?
I wouldn't say struggling, but I feel like just the actions that different teams run a lot different from college. Like, just more actions, more continuity, than just like the skill set. Like, it's the NBA. It's some high level players, so obviously it's going to be harder to guard them. But I feel like I'm in a good spot defensively right now.
What are you thinking about when you come into games now? Is it some of the stuff you work on in practice and refining those? Is it being Jarace Walker? What are you trying to do?
When I first get in, I always try to focus on defense and rebounding, and I kind of feel like as the game progresses, if I'm in that long enough, I feel like offense kind of just flows and I'll kind of find my rhythm as it is. But I mean, like, with not knowing how long or how much I'm going to play, like, focusing on defense and rebounding is key for me.
You've had a lot of these interior assists when you get out there. Where did that skill come from for you?
I mean, my sophomore year of high school, I played the point guard. Junior year, I was like a 3. But like, playmaking is just something that I always like to do. I feel like I see the floor pretty well. I like to get my teammates involved as well too. So I mean, if I see anybody open, they're gonna get the ball. So I feel like that's kind of how I play.
Is there a coach or a member of the staff that you look on as a confidant, or someone that's kind of helped you along during these times when you maybe been a little frustrated individually?
I feel like LP for sure, and JP as well. They just always kind of been there by my side, just helping me, just keep feeding me the right things, just always telling me to stay focused, stay locked in. Because I mean, it's really a game of opportunities. You never know what's going to happen if somebody goes down, knock on wood. But I mean, you just never know. So you just always have to stay ready and be prepared.
You're 12 games in, but you got to think big picture. You have a long career in front of you.
Yeah, most definitely. That's why I'm just in the gym every day, just keep my head down working. No matter how many minutes I'm gonna get, I'm always still be here, just getting up my shots, putting in my work.
Just want to go back to the point guard thing, because I know we asked you about this before, but how does that kind of permanently change the way your vision of the game? I guess the way that you see it and the angles, the reads that you can make.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's exactly what it is. Like, just permanently kind of just change my mind into just seeing things kind of before they happen. But also being smart, just not trying to make the home run pass, just making simple plays, but also knowing my skill set and the ability I have to make plays for myself and others.
You have a conversation with Rick about what's potentially coming for you, and then you have a game like last night. Do you feel really good after a game like that? How are you feeling today about what you did yesterday?
I mean, I feel good, but it's one game out of 82. So, I mean, you just got to keep fighting, keep working. I'm just keep my head down, keep working, just try to get as many minutes as I can, and just get more comfortable, get a better rhythm out there. Yeah, just continue to just do what I do.
How much is that whole kind of third unit kind of supporting each other, I guess, between you and Ben, and also, Jordan, Isaiah, those guys are vets and they've been in situations like this where they've been unsure as to whether they'll roll it and had to stay ready in those situations. And what kind of value has there been for that, and what also is there for you and Ben to kind of help each other because you're both kind of in the same spot?
I mean, like, it's actually kind of dope, really. Like, just me and Ben kind of being in the same spot as rookies, just having somebody else to go through it with. Especially like that third unit, I feel like that's kind of what kind of got us closer. Like me and Zay, me and Jordan, even TJ at times when he's not playing. So just really that lineup and that group, I feel like we gel really, really well because we're kind of going through the same things, like working, doing our best we can, but not getting the minutes that we please. But I mean, everything happens for a reason, and it'll play out eventually. So I feel like we just keep continuing to work, everything will work out.
Do you guys kind of take pride in being a unit? Because I think there's a fair argument to say there's not a better third unit in the league. I mean, does that do you guys take pride in what you can do together when you do get your opportunity?
Yeah, most definitely. Because like when we're out there, like, I mean, obviously they're still watching. Like the minutes matter. So just always playing the right way, doing whatever we can to just make the right plays, get defensive stops, rebound, run. Just play the same system, same game that they play, but just kind of play hard with a little chip on our shoulder, just being in that third unit.
There's an awareness for that. Well, we gotta show up. We gotta fight. We didn't do that yesterday, so that's disappointing.
How do you talk about a game like last night today? Like, do you watch it back without them in detail? Do you kind of move on to the Hawks? How do you address it and move forward?
Well, we you know what? Really, it's a private matter. You know, we did a lot of things to prepare for Atlanta today. But I'm not going to talk about it.
I mean, I guess there's some similarities to, like, after Philadelphia, it was we got to bring rebounding presence. Is that just kind of the message that you get across of needing force, needing play harder? Is that kind of the biggest underlying message that comes through after a game like that?
Show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
Right. Even
fight.
Yeah.
There's not, you got to fight for everything in life that's meaningful. The game yesterday was a horrible disappointment, just on every level. So, got to change it.
Get any encouragement or feel good about that third unit and the way they played at the end?
Loved it.
Guys that you've been telling to play like that, be ready for their opportunity, all kind of stepping up. Is that meaningful for you?
They've been preparing for the opportunity, and they stepped up and they competed hard. They had the remaining people in the building chanting defense in the fourth quarter of a game that had been out of hand since really the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. So you take your hat off to them. They're ready. But we took a step back yesterday.